thanks for tuning in for today's stretch. This is a little yoga flow that I really enjoy doing, especially after a long day of teaching. If I've been standing on my feet all day, this is a great one for hips, hamstrings, and lower back. So all you need is your body and your mat for today's stretch. So if you're ready, go ahead and join me on your mat. We'll begin in an all fours position. Establish your shoulders directly on top of your wrist with your hips right on top of your knees. Take an inhale through your nose for cow. Stretch, gaze slightly forward at the top of the mat. Exhales, push the floor away, rounding the spine, looking towards your thighs. Again, inhale through the nose for cow. Stretch, gaze slightly forward without overextending your neck. And then exhales, push the ground away, looking towards your thighs. Lengthen your spine out to a nice neutral straight line. Extend your right arm and your left leg. Rotate your thumb up to face the ceiling and point your back foot. Place it all back down and then switch. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Continue alternating on your own here, making sure that your hand and your knee leave the mat at the same time and come back at the same time. On the next one, stay extended with your right arm and your left leg. 4 times, we're gonna round the spine, pull the elbow and knee close together, curl into a nice tight ball. Inhales, reach back out to that long straight line. Again, exhales, round the spine, pull the elbow and knee close together. Inhales, reach back out. 2 more. Inhale, reach. 1 more. Stay extended, reach out all the way straight. From here, you're gonna bend your left knee, reach your right arm up to the ceiling, open your chest to the right, grab hold of the pinky toe side of your foot with your right hand. Gently kick your foot into your hand, opening the chest, giving a nice stretch through your shoulder and through your hamstring, your quadricep. Hold that stretch. Then gently re-extend into that nice long line, thumb to the ceiling, back foot pointed. Place it all back down, and then we'll switch sides. So left arm, right leg, 4 times, round the spine, push up through your supporting shoulder. Inhale, reach it back out. Exhale, round, push up. Inhale, reach out. 2 more. And reach. Last time. Stay extended, reach out all the way straight. Bend the right knee, lift the left arm, begin to open your chest, grab a hold of the pinky toe side of your foot, gently kick your foot into your hand, looking over that left shoulder, feel the stretch. Gently re-extend into that long straight line from fingertips to toes, and place everything back down. Tuck your toes underneath you, lift your hips up, and come into down dog. Alternate bending the knees, pedal out. Maybe nod your head yes and no. Take whatever movements feel nice here. Inhale, lift both heels up high off the floor. Exhale, push both heels heavy onto the mat. Again, inhale, lift the heels nice and high. Exhale, push the heels down towards the mat. Bring the feet together to touch. Take an inhale, shift your weight forward, coming into a high plank. Make your hands nice and big. Grip the floor with your fingertips. Keep a little suction cup under the palm of your hands. Take an inhale, shift your body weight further forward. And then on your exhale, with your elbows hugging your ribs, lower yourself to the mat like you're one solid piece. Once down, separate the feet. Move your hands in front of you a little bit. Press into the hands, lift the chest, extend the spine for swan stretch. Exhales, place yourself back down. Plant the palms underneath the shoulders. Glue the legs together, tuck the toes under, and like you're one solid piece, press back up into your high plank. And then from there, down dog. Paddle out, take some movements. Inhale, reach your right leg straight up towards the ceiling, as high as you can. Allow the hip to open.
Bend the knee, allowing the foot to fall over toward the left-hand side a little bit. Re-extend the right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Square the hips towards the floor. And take a giant step through your two hands into a low lunge position. From here, place your left knee down onto the floor and untuck your toes. Take both of your forearms and stack them up on top of that right knee here. You want to ensure that your right knee made it directly on top of this right ankle joint. So if you didn't quite get there, adjust so that your knee is in a safe position. Drive the hips forward and down towards the ground. You should be feeling a nice stretch through your left hip flexor here. We'll maintain this position for a few breaths. Take the left arm up to the ceiling and then bend a little bit to the right hand side. Place the left hand down onto the mat, either right at the edge of the mat or on the ground off to the side of your mat. And then take your right arm and open and twist. Look up at your right hand. You can stay here or continue to open your right arm behind you parallel to the ground with your thumb facing the ceiling. You can stay here or progress by bending your back knee, lifting your foot, catching the pinky toe side of your foot with your hand, and gently pulling your heel towards your glute. Remember, these are all progressions, so if the next step is too difficult to get into today, stick with the previous position. This one took me a long time to be able to get into. Gently re-extend your leg towards the floor if you had it. Untwist, reach that right arm back, up and around. And now bring both of your hands down to the inside of your right leg here. Crawl your right foot over to the very edge of the right side of your mat. You can stay on your two hands, or if you would like, you can make your way down onto your elbows and forearms if that's available to you. We'll stay here, take some deep breaths. Try to keep your shoulders out of your ears. If you want to stack your two fists one on top of each other, you can also rest your forehead on top of your hands. Keep your left hand or elbow on the floor. Take your right hand and place it onto the inside of your right knee. You're gonna turn your shoulders so that they're facing your right leg, and you're gonna push your right knee off to the side a little bit so that you roll onto the knife side of your right foot and you can see the sole of your right foot. We're aiming to get a little bit of traction through this right hip joint. Leaning your shoulders to the left, pushing your knee to the right. Gently untwist. Press yourself back up onto your hands if you're not there already. Take your right foot and crawl it all the way over toward the left for pigeon stretch. Place your shin bone down roughly parallel to the top of your mat. Flex your foot. Roll all 5 of your back toes down to face the floor so your hips are square. And then lean forward over that right leg. You can come onto your elbows and forearms. You can stack your fists again and rest your forehead on your 2 hands if that feels good for you. Wherever you're at today is fine. And you should feel the majority of the stretch in the right glute. Take a big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Press yourself back up onto your hands. Tuck the back toes underneath of you. Kind of swing your right shin bone underneath you as well here.
Lift the back knee, tuck the toes, and now lift your front knee, hug it in towards your chest, and then step all the way back up into three-legged dog, send the right leg high to the sky. Replace the right foot down, glue the legs together. Take an inhale, reach your left leg straight up to the ceiling. Allow the hip and shoulders to open a little bit to the left. Bend the bend the left knee. Keep driving the right heel heavy towards the mat. Re-extend the left leg straight towards the ceiling. Square the shoulders and hips to the floor. And take a giant step through your two hands into low lunge. Place the right knee down, untuck the right toes. Stack your forearms on top of that left leg. Drive the hips down and forward. We want to, again, double check this left knee is perfectly on top of this left ankle joint. If it didn't quite make it there, go ahead and adjust. A majority of the stretch we felt through the front of this right hip. However, if you're a tighter person, there's a chance you might feel it through this left hamstring and in this left hip joint too, which is totally fine. Relax your shoulders. Take your right arm up to the ceiling. Bend a little bit to the left-hand side. Take your right hand down to the floor, right at the edge of the mat, or if I was doing this on the ground, I'd probably put it right about here on the ground. Then you're going to take your left arm, open your left arm to the ceiling, look up at that left hand. Try to get both of your shoulders to face your new direction. Continue to open the left arm behind you so your arm is now parallel to the ground with your thumb facing the ceiling. Now pick up your back foot, hold onto the pinky toe side of your foot with your left hand, and gently pull your heel towards your glute. Soften your right elbow so it's not hyperextended. Gently re-extend your leg behind you. Reach the left arm back, up, and around. Bringing both hands down to the inside of your left leg. You're going to move your left foot over to the very left-hand side of your mat. You can stay on your two hands here, or if you're a little more flexible, make your way down onto your elbows and forearms. Options to stack the fists, rest the head on top of the hands. Again, feeling it through both of the hips, the left hamstring, and potentially the low back. Keep your right elbow or hand on the floor. Take your left hand to the inside of your left knee. Push your knee away from you so that you roll onto the knife side of your left foot, exposing the sole of your left foot. Lean your shoulders to the right and feel like you're getting a little bit of space or distance in that left hip socket. Gently untwist, plant the palms, press yourself up onto your hands. Take that left foot, move it all the way over to the right side. Place your shin bone down, roughly parallel to the top of the mat. If you're a tighter individual, bring your foot closer to your hip here so it's a less extreme diagonal. Take your right hip, try to rotate it. All 5 of your back toes are facing down towards the ground, and then leaning forward over that front leg if you choose to do so. It's another time that you can stack your fists, rest your forehead onto the fists, keep the scapulas out of the ears. The majority of the stretch should be felt in the left glute. Try to let go of any tension you might be holding. Come back up onto your hands. Begin to tuck the back toes underneath you. Swing your front shin bone underneath you here as well. Lift the right knee, shift some weight into your hands. And now lift your left knee up. And then when you're ready, step all the way up into three-legged dog, sending that left leg high to the sky and replacing that left foot. Separate both of your feet and both of your hands as wide as the mat. And bring your hands a little bit closer to your feet so you're in a little shorter of a downward dog. Take your right hand and grab a hold of the outside of your left calf. Pull yourself underneath that left shoulder and twist. Feel free to play around with some movement. Bend the knees, whatever feels good. Replace the right hand. Take the left hand. Grab the outside of your right calf. Pull yourself underneath your right shoulder and twist the spine. Again, feel free to bend the knees, pedal out. Replace the left hand. Walk both of your hands to your feet. Bend your knees a little bit. Take your hands, bring them behind your back, interlace your fingertips, and reach your arms overhead as much as you can. Let go of your neck. Gently bring your hands back down towards your glutes. Release your hands down the backs of your legs and find your feet. Transfer a little weight into your hands and heel toe your feet all the way together to start. Take your right foot, bring it behind and next to your left foot. So your two pinky toes are side by side. You're going to take both of your hands, move them over to the right. We're going to bend the left knee, but keep the right leg straight. Try to relax your head. Bring your hands back in front of you. Uncross the feet. And now we'll do the other side. So take your left foot behind and next to the right. So your two pinky toes are side by side. Take both of your hands, move them to the left. Turn your hips a little. Bend your right knee, but try to keep your left one straight. Drop the head. Oh, these stretches could be a little intense for sure. Gently untwist, bring your hands back in front of you, and then bring your feet side by side. Separate them just about as wide as the mat and turn them out. So toes, knees, and thighs facing out to the side. I'm gonna actually face you guys. So from here, the wider your stance is, usually the more attainable the stretch is. We're gonna come down into a little sumo squat. So you're gonna lower your hips down towards the ground and bring your hands into heart center. Place the elbows onto the inside of the knees. You wanna press your knees back so that they're not collapsing forward here, and feel that you have weight in the pinky toe sides of your feet here as well. Stay in this position. Take some deep breaths. Maybe a little movement side to side, whatever your body is calling for. Place the hands down onto the mat in front of you. We're gonna stand up, leaning forward, swing your heels out, toes in, and take a forward fold here, so you're pigeon-toed. Heel toe your feet close together, about hip width apart. Take your hands, place them right below your knees on your shins. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine so it's parallel to the floor. Exhale, forward fold as far down as you can. Then with your hands running along your legs in a tight core, slowly restack your spine, one vertebrae at a time, letting your head be the very last thing to arrive. Shoulders will come up to the ears, or roll them down your back. Keep them there the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me in this stretch. Hope you feel great. Please like this video and share it with a friend who might also need a good stretch. Be sure that you're subscribed to my channel and you've turned on those notifications so that you guys get the first notification of the latest videos and workouts being released. I'll catch you next time. Bye.